Hello and welcome everyone to this channel. My name is Kumar Saurabh and today in this video tutorial we will learn about PostgreSQL minimum function. Let's see what we are going to cover in this video. First we will know about what is a minimum function in PostgreSQL or a min function. Then we will understand how to find a minimum of two values in PostgreSQL. After that we will understand how to use a minimum function with any condition in PostgreSQL, and at the end of this tutorial we will learn about how to find minimum time stamp using the min function. Now move to the first topic. What is a minimum function? So to find the minimum function in PostgreSQL we use the min function. As you can see here in the syntax, first we specify the select min, then within the min bracket we specify the column name or the column we want to find the minimum value, then we specify from and table name. Let's understand with an example how this minimum function works to find the minimum value of any column. So for example we are going to use the table players, and this player table contains 4 columns: player ID, player name, player weight and player height. So to find the minimum weight of a player we will use a min function here. So write the query select and then we will specify the min function. Within the min function we will specify the name of the column. So here we are going to find the weight of the player, so just write player weight and then specify the table name wherever this column exists. Now execute the query. As we can see, the minimum height of a player is 55. So this is how to use the min function to find the minimum value of any column in PostgreSQL. The next topic is how to find the minimum value of two values in PostgreSQL. To find the minimum of two values in PostgreSQL, use the list function. So look at the syntax, select list. Within the list function specify the value 1 and value 2, and this function is going to compare both value and return the value whichever is going to be minimum. So let's take an example and understand how this list function work. Suppose we have two value like 10 and 20, and to find the minimum value using the list function, write this query select list, then specify the first value like 10 and the second value 20, and then execute the code. As we can see, this list function return result as a 10, which is the minimum value between the two values 10 and 20. So this is how we use the list function in PostgreSQL to find the minimum of two values. The next topic of this tutorial is how to use a min function with a condition in PostgreSQL to find the minimum values of column that should meet a certain condition. We use the min function with a clause. Now look at the syntax. First specify select, then specify the min function. Within the min function specify the name of the column we want to find the minimum value, then name of the table, and after that use the where clause to filter the condition. So let's understand with an example how we can find the minimum value by applying some condition using a where clause. Let's find the minimum height of player, and the height of the player should be less than 160. So write this query select minimum function. Within minimum function specify the column name player height, then from players table. After that specify the where clause to filter the height according to some condition, and specify the column name player height should be less than 160 and execute. As you can see that the minimum player height is 159. So this is how to use the min function with a where clause in PostgreSQL. The last topic of this tutorial is how to find the minimum timestamp using the min function in PostgreSQL. So to find the minimum timestamps in any column using a minimum function PostgreSQL, use this syntax. So first specify select, then min function. Within the min function specify the timestamp column or the column minimum time stamp we want to find, and then from and table name. So let's take an example and understand how this minimum function find the minimum timestamp in any column. So for example we will use a order table that already created. As you can see here that this table contains 4 column: order ID, customer ID, order time and status of that order. Let's find the minimum order time. After the select, use a min function. Within the min function specify the column name we want to find the minimum timestamp. Here column name is order time, then specify the table name. Now execute this code. As we can see in the result shown by the min function, This is how we find the minimum timestamp using the min function in PostgreSQL. Before we end this tutorial, let me tell you that we have a detailed post about PostgreSQL min function and how min function works on a website datafacts.com. At the end, I want to say thank you and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel.